I've got a rant and a cold, so bear with me. This whole idea that we shouldn't give our kids anything is just garbage. Like, you'll spoil your kids if you give them a car. You're going to spoil your kids if you give them a phone. You're going to spoil your kids and they'll be softies and not learn to suffer and grow and whatever. Yeah, I guess if you're trying to raise materialistic kids that prioritize stuff over people, and that's how you live your life, I think there's exceptions, okay? I'm not talking about that loser 38-year-old dude that lives in his mom's basement playing games and sucking off society, okay? I'm talking about just your normal kid, and just this whole method as parents that we get into, this whole methodology, this whole thing, like, hey, when you're a teenager, somehow we hit this magic number in our culture, and you're like, well, you want a car, get it yourself, and pay your own insurance, and do your own cell phone. At the exact time of a young person's life that is so critical to prioritize things that are actually important in life. Corporate America or job world is going to catch them anyways. And if you're a hard worker and you're sacrificing for your kids, that counts way more than forcing them to suffer. I argue this. I take great offense in parents that say, hey, you do your chores because you're earning your rent around here. You know what? Number one, as a Christian, Jesus sacrificially gave to us. And my home is supposed to be a reflection of my relationship with my kids. It's supposed to reflect that love, right? So, number one, no, my kids don't do anything to earn the right to come into my house and eat at my table and talk to me. Because that's where a relationship happens. That's where important stuff happens, number one. So number one, that idea, garbage. Again, unless you just want to turn your kids into selfish, chasing the American dream. Two, giving them a car is, you know what? Real suffering comes from relationships. Work isn't suffering, okay? Losing a job can be suffering, right? But actual work, like teaching, like, hey, it's going to make them tough by working. No. Some kids, yes. Again, there's little exceptions to this. There's kids that are exceptions to this, but I'm talking general rule. Also, I think that parents use this methodology just to freaking get out of their responsibilities to sacrificially continue to give to their kids. I don't care if I'm nearing retirement age. I don't care if they're actually working, making money as well. I'm not going to stop providing for them and sacrificing for them, because it's a great example. And what a great excuse, though, to not have to budget for my children anymore. When in our society did we say that kids at a certain age have to get on their own? Out of necessity, maybe. But you think because if you give your kid, you're going to spoil them? Dude, if you think that by the time they're a teenager, you're teaching them how to suffer and be responsible with the car, phone, and rent crap, brother, it's too late, dude. They missed the boat if that's when you have to teach them that stuff. Again, you teach by example. Are you living without your means? Are you materialistic? Are you going into debt buying stuff? Your kids are going to copy you. Making them do their own stuff and wasting their precious teenage young adult years where they can actually connect with people. And again, this is to Christians. The chance to serve people anywhere, and I can support them. I have built-in people I can support that can go explore serving others. I can sponsor that. And not only is it somebody I'm sponsoring, it's somebody I love so much. I'm very passionate about this. I think we are in a cultural war here, folks. There's other cultures that their kids stay at home until they're a lot older. Why do we think that they need to do exactly what we did? Walk both ways uphill. Why are we so quick to shove them out of the nest to be independent? Because I'll tell you what, when you do that, and they get their own stuff, and then they're at your house, it's that weird tension of, it's your car, but you can't drive it. Talk about a time to make resentment and ruin relationships. Owning stuff doesn't mean control either. You're teaching so many wrong things in what you're doing and not just what you're saying. Again, there's some exceptions out there. Lazy kids that just are materialistic, that you've done everything you possibly can and it's the only last straw to get through to them, whatever, fine. But if it's in your means to provide for them transportation, to live their life from home in a fulfilling, God-honoring way, it is your responsibility. To those who know to do what's good and they do not do it, to them, it is sin, folks. Yeah, man. I think maybe it's because of experience in this. I don't know. And maybe this is a rich person's problem. I don't know. That they have to figure like that there's nowhere where their kids will suffer. Yeah. Ew, man, it just hits me the wrong way. Ooh, calm me down. Tell me what you think.